welcome back to my channel. So I am continuing my series about different perfumes from different eras, and today it is the turn of the 80s, the era of shoulder pads, Margaret Thatcher and Ronald Reagan, and the City of London and capitalism as the new religion. So these are some power suit wearing female boss perfumes that were super popular in the 80s and still sold today. If you're new here, then welcome to my channel. It's all about perfumes, not the 80s. So I have hundreds and hundreds of different perfume videos. Do check them out if you haven't already, and do subscribe. I'd love to have you here and join my little crazy perfume community, and let me know your requests for perfume reviews down below in the comments. And as always, links will be down below to where you can buy these, US, UK, all around the world. So first of all, I am starting off with Coco from Chanel. This was released in the 80s, of course, still very much sold today, and this is a strong, heavy, clovey perfume, continuing some of the themes that we saw in the 70s where things were very edible, clovey, orientals. This slightly more modern than something like Opium, which was very incensey. This is more a warm clove, warm amber, warm rose. There is civet in here, which is like from an animal. Now that isn't used in perfume, so it will have been synthetically created, but it gives it a slightly animalistic scent to it, like a warm scent. Tonka bean and coriander in here, so it feels very warm, very wintry. To me, this is more a nighttime perfume. It's sultry, it's sophisticated, it's quite heavy and quite good for lasting, but of course big seller in the 80s and 90s and still sold today, but now outdone by its sister Coco Mademoiselle. Dior's answer to Coco in the 80s was Dior Poison, one of my favourite all-time bottles in this cool, like a poison apple bottle. And Dior Poison has been reformulated since it came out, but it is a very intense, heavy perfume. This is like a deep, heavy, honeyed plum with loads of incense in here. It feels like a magical spell, like what a wicked witch would wear. Heavy, heavy plum. Bit of tuberose, bit of cinnamon comes through in a sort of middle note. Quite woody, quite heavy, but when you think of plum, you think of fruity. This isn't a fruity perfume. It's that incensey, heavy, and it's not sweet even though it's a honey and a plum, but it's just very intense and heavy and mysterious and sexy and cool and very, very good for lasting. Next, Calvin Klein got really big in the 80s. Eternity came out, of course, for men and women. Eternity for women is a fresh green, lily, carnation, green, English country garden, grassy, uplifting springtime, summer type perfume. And then their other one from the 80s, Obsession. This was a bit more heavy, a bit more nighttime, whereas Eternity's for day. Obsession is more night, and this has those peppery, clovey, cinnamony, spicy, incensey notes in that we saw in Coco. So this is more like a more affordable version of Coco, basically. YSL brought out Paris in the 80s, not to be confused with Mon Paris, which is a huge seller for them now. Original Paris was a floral perfume. Rose and violets came through. It was a very, very, like a bouquet. Rose probably isn't necessarily winning here. It's just very floral. To me, this fragrance is a bit dated now. I would always choose Mon Paris over this, but this is just a classic, uplifting but slightly dated floral. Another floral that came out in the 80s was Estee Lauder's Beautiful. This came out in 85. Again, we see carnations featuring heavily in here. We see tuberose, rose, jasmine. I think there's about 20 different floral notes in here. So it's literally like every flower you can think of. Very, very floral. I think this was quite common for weddings as a wedding perfume in the 80s because it is just like a bouquet of wedding flowers. Next on my list is Giorgio Beverly Hills. Now, I used to actually wear this perfume when I was a teenager because I discovered that it was really affordable but really good for lasting, and everyone could smell it on you, and I just thought it was so cool, and everyone used to ask me what I was wearing. This is like a peachy apricot-y tuberose, and I do love my peaches and apricots, and I think that's why I liked this. But it's also quite heavy tuberose, but it does have a lightness to it. Even though it's heavy and very good for projection, it still has a very light florally and sweet fruitiness to it, which I thought made it quite cool. So I guess, yeah, it is a bit dated, but I wore it when I was a teenager because I thought it was cool. I thought the packaging, like the white and yellow stripes, was very cool, you know, Beverly Hills, Pretty Woman, that sort of era. And yeah, this is really affordable, and I see this on shelves all the time. Another perfume from the 80s from the Body Shop was their White Musk. Body Shop, I think, really popular in the 80s, and this musk fragrance was very much still sold today, but very affordable compared to other fragrances. A very easygoing everyday fragrance. Obviously it's very musky, and then it has some floral notes in there as well, but predominantly you do get like a feminine musky smell, and they do loads of products accompanying this. I still like, it's still very much sold in the Body Shop still today, and yeah, this I think is very iconic 80s smell. And then lastly, Cacharel's Lulu. This perfume, my auntie wears this. This is a real heavy, you can smell this a mile away, signature scent type perfume. And as with a lot of Cacharel, you can get this at really good prices. It's tuberose again, it's plum again, but it's also quite sweet and vanilla-y. This is probably the sweetest one that I've talked about. And again, it has those incense, cinnamon type vibes in there, but it all mixes up to become like a sweet potion, sweet cinnamon, very intense, fading into a tuberose, soft, feminine, but quite hard-hitting smell, quite a power smell for the 80s. You can see people wearing this with the shoulder pads. But yeah, unusual bottle, cool bottle from Cacharel as always, and yeah, really affordable and really very 80s. So that's my rundown of 80s perfumes. I'm sure you guys have plenty to add to the list, so please do let me know your favourite 80s perfumes in the comments down below. Do subscribe if you're not already, guys, and give the video a thumbs up if you found it fun. I know I certainly found it fun making it. And yeah, that's it, guys. So thank you so much for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!